In today's video, we're going to be talking about everything you need to know about the second stimulus check for this week. Now, we have a ton of great news that we need to cover today. And before I get started with all that news, I want to just say thank you guys all for the support on this channel. We've been hitting a lot of likes on the videos that we've been posting recently. I just want to say, let's go for a goal of maybe hitting, I would say 10,000 likes on this video. If we can hit 10,000 likes on this video, I will promise to continue delivering accurate, easy to hear, easy to read, digestible information that you guys can take back home. So all I ask in return is just a like on this video. If you guys have done that, thank you so much. You guys are actually amazing. So let's get straight into this video. Now, at the time of this recording, it looks like we're getting additional unilateral agreement between the House and the Senate on sending the American people an additional stimulus check. We'll talk more about how much the stimulus check is going to be later on towards the video and when you guys should expect it, but let's talk more about the details regarding our politicians and what they're saying right now at the White House. It's good to see this type of congruency with our political leaders. Republicans and Democrats are in favor for the second stimulus check. House and the Senate is going ahead with the second stimulus check. Although we're getting a lot of support on the second stimulus check, there are still other components that need to be sacrificed in order for this to happen. And here's what those are. The payroll tax cut was something I mentioned in yesterday's video. If you guys have not yet seen that, make sure you guys watch that after this video is over and you guys will have a better idea of what I'm talking about. But it looks like President Trump's request on the payroll tax cut may not actually go through. I'm really curious to hear where your stance is on whether or not you think a payroll tax cut should go through. At the time of this recording, it looks like in order for a second stimulus check to go through, they are sacrificing the payroll tax cut benefit to other people so this can get through. Is this something that you like? Is this something that you don't like? What do you guys think about this down below? Now, I found a pretty interesting quote by USA Today, and here's what they said. One item that will be missing from the GOP plan is President Donald Trump's demand for a payroll tax cut. Republicans abandoned that proposal even though Trump had suggested he might not sign any bill that doesn't include it. Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin told reporters that a payroll tax cut will not be included in the bill because the focus is getting money to workers quickly. The payroll tax takes time. It seems like we're getting a lot of mixed verdicts on this. One aspect of the payroll tax cut that I've heard in the past is that it's actually a lot easier to implement than the stimulus check. So maybe he's focusing more on the broad scheme of things where we're trying to see a direct impact immediately in the next few months. But regardless of whatever perspective they have on the impact that something like this may have on the economy, it looks like the payroll tax cut and the stimulus checks are both different ways to stimulate the economy and give money back to the people, put it in their pockets. And the debate that they're really having right now is trying to figure out how effective it's going to be in the short-term run, because that's what we need. We need people to get money right now in order for them to survive during these very unusual times. Later today, we will have Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell pull together the rest of the details for the Republicans' version of the next stimulus package. Most of what we're hearing in the news is continued good news. And I know I'm going to get some people, Brian, stop clickbaiting, good news fan. We're literally getting good news every single day. We're getting fantastic news every single day. We're seeing progressions towards the next stimulus package. And yes, it's true on days we get speed bumps, but we really haven't seen any major roadblocks. And at the end of the day, it looks like we're reaching our final destination, which is ultimately just money and support for the people. So what's going on in DC right now? It looks like our leaders are putting together various different bills and trying to come to an agreement on which one is the most significant and which one is going to be the most likely to pass. It's clear to say that there are going to be altercations regardless of whichever bill that they choose to go with. Hopefully they will release the further details on this so we can analyze it and talk about it in depth on this channel. But at the moment, the facts are the government hasn't released an additional stimulus check for the past few months since the first CARES Act. We've had Americans crying out to our government, emphasizing the need on additional support. What we're hearing from our political leaders is that it is going to be extremely likely that we will see another stimulus check. And I feel like the probability of us actually getting this is now more high than ever before. Once we have this idea that we have a confirmation on second stimulus checks, the next follow-up questions are, well, how much is it going to be and when should I expect it? So let's go over that. $1,200 seems to be what's on the table right now, but if our political leaders can emphasize our budget properly allocated in different areas, it wouldn't be out of the question of expecting a $2,000 check. We've seen the $2,000 a month check being proposed in the past. We've heard other politicians talking about it multiple times. And if they really did allocate funds properly, they expanded the budget and realized the importance of the second stimulus check, seeing an amount for $2,000 or more isn't out of the question. That is in the realm of possibilities. I've mentioned this point before in some of my older videos, but I do want to reiterate it once again. $1,200 in Kentucky, Oklahoma, or Colorado is not the same as $1,200 in New York City, San Francisco, or Los Angeles. There are different places with higher cost of living, and I'm seeing the comments down below where people are saying, Brian, I live in New York. $1,200 doesn't cover anything. That barely covers my rent. That covers maybe a third of it. So when you realize that $1,200 still doesn't have a huge impact on many people that may actually need this money, the direct emphasis goes towards the idea that there's going to be a stronger likelihood of politicians understanding this, catching on to this, and hopefully they may make some increments and adjustments to something like receiving the next check. Now, we had a ton of good news in this video, but I don't like sugarcoating things, and I do want to give you guys, I would say, like the grim or the and news. Right now, it doesn't seem like a debate is whether the stimulus check is going to be $1,200 or $2,000. It actually looks like they're trying to debate whether the stimulus check is going to be $1,200 max and how much little it's going to be compared to that full amount. What does this mean? So either our leaders want to reduce the amount of the stimulus check to something even less than $1,200, or they want to limit the amount of people by decreasing that maximum income cap from $75,000, which it was before, to something like $40,000 or even less. Whether it's less monetary value of the actual check or less people receiving it, less people in general would be eligible for this check. But here's the thing, this pandemic isn't just discriminating on how much money you can make. The pandemic doesn't choose, oh, okay, we're going to affect you, we're going to affect you. This is affecting everyone. So it blows my mind that government leaders are right now trying to decide how little people should get when I believe it should be completely flipped. Instead of it doing $1,200, let's talk about how it should be more than that. Let's talk about how we can reach that $2,000 amount. How can we do this realistically? Can we take out different budgets? Can we add on to the debt that we may have? Regardless of whatever it takes, $1,200 amount. Even though it did make an impact on our economy, we've seen multiple studies of this being true. $1,200 yet again for the next remainder of the possible year, because keep in mind, you guys, this may be our final stimulus check. We're seeing 99% chance that this is it. If we get anything else from the government, this is going to be our last stimulus package. Rest in peace to the stimulus check YouTubers and stimulus check videos, because this is it. Once it gets passed, we shouldn't really expect anything else from the government. So if we're going to see this as our last package, why not make it big? Why not give it to the people that actually need it during this time in order for us to survive the winter coming up ahead? I know sometimes I'll be getting in the zone, my people. It fires me up. It pisses me off. I just really have to censor myself, because I got a lot of people watching this video. But, if I was raw with it, this is effing stupid. This is crazy. As millions of Americans continue to work out of home or stay bunkered down due to heightened fears of the pandemic, we still haven't heard any official news on the next stimulus checks. A lot of this is still words from the politicians, and how accurate are politicians? How out of the world is it for them to make mistakes or to even lie about certain things in order for them to get perceived a certain way by the public? Look, regardless of what happens, I'll just continue to bring out the facts to you guys. If I hear any bad news, I will make a video on that and let you guys know that there is bad news. But at the moment of this recording, it looks like the momentum is continuing to build, like I mentioned before. When should we expect the next stimulus check? So it should take about 1 to 2 weeks for this to pass. August 7th is the shooting date. But if we were to actually get stimulus checks in our bank accounts, the last CARES Act took approximately 13 business days for that to go through. So on average, a little bit over 2 full weeks. If we were to put that into perspective, we went to August 7th. We should see things in the beginning of September, end of August. That's when we should actually start to see money in our bank accounts, and we're starting to see those checks rolling in. It seriously blows my mind how long it's taking our government leaders in order for them to pass something like this. We've seen it work before in the past, but the second time, it's just taking forever and ever. And I was going through the comment section of yesterday's video, and I even saw some pretty hilarious comments. One person even said, we'll probably see the second coming of Jesus before we even see the next stimulus check. And I know this is how a lot of people are feeling, because you tune into these videos every single day, but it seems like regardless of what we hear from our political leaders, until we actually see money in our accounts, none of this is really considered that factual or that concrete of fantastic news. For all the people still struggling, I just want to say I'm sorry. I'm sorry our government is taking forever on this, and I'm sorry the people who literally have done nothing wrong in this situation are the ones facing the consequences. I hope our leaders can do a better job by getting their act together and really by pulling it together, putting everything aside, and coming to a common agreement on the next relief for help for the people. I really hope this video was helpful. I hope you're able to find some type of value from this. Like always, thank you guys again for tuning by this video. Much love to everyone. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. And like always, if you guys have not yet liked this video, don't forget to do that. Don't forget to subscribe down below if you guys have not yet already. Thank you again for tuning by, and I hope I see you guys in the next one. Peace.